You know, the biggest benefits, I know I'll tell you two benefits, all right, is number one, the linkages. You link, this is something we're very proud of, you link from design to manufacturing engineering to quality to the shop floor. That's the way things were organized. You know, I'd worked at General Motors, and we had the design folks who were responsible for DFMEA and test plants. Test plants actually was another whole group. And then in manufacturing, the process engineering that I was a part of, we always did in fact, we didn't have responsibilities for FMEA, but that's who did the FMEAs, okay? And quality did the control plans and the check sheets. So that's the state of affairs. And by doing things using the Omnex, APQP, and PPAP solutions, it's all linked. That's number one. Number two, I'm just going to fast forward to what we have accomplished and done. In our software, you can create manufacturing libraries, you can create product libraries, function libraries. Folks, the idea that you have to use today is the idea of design reuse and process use. So, to keeping it short, Greg, I'll just say the huge savings coming from the idea of reuse. Do you want to take a crack and see? I'd like to see what you think of as the biggest benefits. I know you use it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's pretty much what you're saying is the very fact that we utilize the linkages as well as the segments, the process and product reuse does provide a efficiency because of it's the basis is a relational database, and so if you make a change in one of the documents, you are essentially making a change in all the documents. It's a misnomer by saying, some people say, well, if I do it in here, it is also made someplace else. Because it's a relational database, it automatically...
Big deal, Greg. So here is our suppliers, global, tier ones, and who have the same product globally. How does our software handle that?
Well, because it's a web-based software, people can access it. All they need is access to the internet or intranet if it's within a company itself. And because they have the linkages, they can set up a process family and then make individual child of the parent product. And then if I make a change in the parent, it automatically is changed in the child, and the child can have children and so forth. So you have this propagation of it. And there's also process segments, which does the same thing with subsets
the
of
best
the
heat treat, the best receiving,
right,
and using these libraries and reusing it, and really using it to transmit best-in-class information globally.
Right. In fact, there is one client that actually has identified certain segments as best in class, and they realize that because you're talking about a global environment, that there are going to be locations that cannot or do not have the same equipment to do best in class, but they have identified that eventually they want to get to that point where they can use the best in class segment.
And I'll tell you folks, it's 30 years old or 25 years old. This was our ideas and dreams in terms of what the software would do and could do. And of course it takes strategy and top management leadership in terms of how you deploy your product strategy.